It's not a career for everyone, but it is a dream job for some. Here in Santa Barbara, the police department has a thorough process for making sure the right kind of person dons the uniform of what they call the home team.
We can train someone to fire a gun, or we can train someone in the laws of arrest and search and seizure, but we can't train someone's integrity, right? What's in your heart. So from the very beginning, we're always looking for that person who has good integrity, who really, understands the role and is going to make the right decisions when maybe someone's not looking.
We are not looking for somebody that isn't trained their entire life to be a police officer. We're looking for that fantastic human being that is motivated to provide a community service, and it takes a special person. We actually, the 1 out of 100 applications actually will make it through that process.
Applicants must undergo a rigorous and extensive hiring process, which begins by submitting an application to the city's Human Resources Office. Once all applications are received, applicants take a written exam, followed by a physical agility test.
After that test, they'll come back a few hours later and they'll do a physical agility. And that involves a 500-yard run. That involves a dummy drag, which is 165 pounds, where they'll have to sprint 30 yards and drag that 165 pounds 10 yards. The last thing is they have to run 50 yards, jump over a 6-foot wall, and then sprint another 5 yards. Those are all timed. They have to pass with minimum scores. And if they pass those, then they become eligible with a passing written score to participate in an oral exam.
The oral exam is a panel interview with 3 members of the Santa Barbara Police Department. If applicants pass the oral exam, they'll move on to a captain's interview. After that interview, applicants may be selected to move into a background check process.
The background's extensive. We actually have them do a polygraph exam. They have a close to a 4-hour interview where they go over everything in their past that have led them up to this moment. And then if they actually pass this background investigation, if they meet the minimum standards that police officers standards in training, which is post the state dimensions, then they could be potentially eligible for a chief's interview.
If an applicant makes it through the chief's interview, they have 2 final exams to complete, a medical and a psychological. Upon passing those 2 exams, an applicant receives a job offer. Once hired, recruits begin a 2-week pre-academy before being sent to a 24-week post-academy, where they are challenged both mentally and physically.
I think one of the most challenging parts is just putting their entire effort into the academy. It's a huge culture shock for them at times. Some people that have never been either yelled at, really challenged physically, challenged mentally, really have to endure all the pains and trials that we put them through.
I don't come from a military background, so getting used to the military aspect of how the academy is organized and how it's set up, like marching, drill and formation, inspections, I don't come from that background. So it was more of a culture shock for me at first, but I believe that if your heart's committed to this and this is what you really want to do, then you're willing to adjust and adapt at whatever you need to do to make it happen.
Within the academy, there was almost daily, physical, mental, emotional struggle. But it's good because, this is a stressful job, so the academy gets you mentally where you need to be. So I'm thankful for that experience.
Although the academy is incredibly trying, it produces highly trained peace officers that are ready to take on the challenges of the job.
Some come in kind of meek, kind of unsure of themselves, and you really see them grow and show that command presence and that confidence that we really want to instill in them, and that discipline as well.
You find out what you're made of. You find out that you are capable of facing these challenges and rising to the occasion. You would definitely be stressed down there. You'll definitely be challenged. You'll definitely have nights where you wonder what you got into. But then you come the next day and you found out that you have what it takes. And so that was really the best part about the academy.
The academy shows you what you can do, what you can accomplish, because there's a lot of times during the academy where you say, I can't do this, or I want to quit, or this is too hard. But with the staff and the other recruits there to help support you, you see, you know what, I can do this. And you look back and you feel accomplished.
SBPD recently welcomed 4 new officers to the force during a special swearing-in ceremony in April.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution.
The process doesn't end by completing the academy, though. Once recruits become sworn police officers, they must complete a 4 to 5 month field training program before being placed on patrol on their own.
The mission statement of the academy is to actually get them prepared for what's referred to as a field training process. And that's actually the hardest part of the process to point. We have to make sure that they're going to be safe as police officers handling these scenario-based things that they handled in the police academy. So they'll ride with a field training officer for 16 weeks, sometimes longer, sometimes less, but we basically want to make sure that they can handle all calls for service in a safe manner and in a manner that's a high level for the public service that we demand here at this department.
One thing that makes SBPD unique to many other departments is their emphasis on community-oriented policing.
Hey, Casey, how are you? Good to see you too. How are you?
I'm good. How's everything been in this area?
This philosophy plays a key role in determining the type of person they look to recruit.
If you look at what's going wrong nationwide, sometimes a few bad police officers end up creating a black eye for the entire police industry. So we work really, really hard in making sure that we find and get the right people, not only overall for law enforcement, for the community of Santa Barbara, because that's really where our focus is. And we don't police, I wouldn't say we police differently, but we certainly have a strong community-oriented policing program where we interact with the citizens, and we want to make sure that our officers not only can enforce the laws, but can do so in a friendly manner, and that they're serving the community the way we want the community wants us to be served.
5516 Adam, code 6.
If you think SBPD might be a good fit for you, consider scheduling a ride-along.
I went on ride-alongs in a lot of different cities, and once I came on my very first ride-along here with Officer Chung and then Officer Aijen, just fell in love with the city. I fell in love with the city, I fell in love with the whole department. Like, the whole department here is completely different compared to other departments. Here it's more of a family. Here they all work together, they have fun, they do their job, they really care about the people here. So it shifted my mind completely. Once I came here to my first ride-along, I went home, I told my parents that this is where I want to work the rest of my life. This is the department that fits me perfect.
I've been here 21 years as a police officer. Actually, my father worked here before me. This is a job I've loved from the day I started here. We work in a great town with a lot of great community members that truly love having us around and are thankful to see us. It's a place that's big enough that there's a variety of assignments to have, from detectives to motorcycle cops to SWAT officers. But it's not so dangerous that it's a horrendous place to work. We work in one of the most beautiful cities in the country, so we're blessed to be here, and quite honestly, the city takes really good care of us.
I've been 27 years in law enforcement. I still love coming to work every day. It's challenging. Some days are better than other days, but I really love, after 27 years, the challenges. I learn something new every day, and that might be a little cliche, but it's absolutely true. And that's the best thing I can offer up, is that 27 years into a career, if you're still happy, if you're still smiling, you still like getting up in the morning, going to work, what better job can you have?